lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail for this Saturday, October 8th edition. I cannot believe we are 8 days into October right now. That is absolutely crazy to me, which means tomorrow is the last Vail Farmers Market for you to get out there and enjoy, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit when we do our In the Community segment. But for today, we've got some great national holidays to celebrate, one of which being World Octopus Day. Octopus are one of my most favorite animals because they're quite intriguing and they're highly intelligent, so today's a great day to celebrate them. Now, being up here in Vail, Colorado, we might not have the option to go see an octopus, so maybe just like Google some videos, or if you're traveling where you get to see one, just know that they have a whole day dedicated to themselves because they're quite unique little creatures. It's also National Salmon Day, not if you're gonna just like go out and see them, but if you're gonna enjoy eating it. So maybe some sushi, maybe making a delicious dinner. You can always catch Colorful Cooking here on Channel 92. That way you can see Tracy Miller making some delicious courses, and that being one of them. It is also National Heroes Day. So if you've got a superhero stance where maybe you just like put your hands on your hips and buckle down, and that way you can hold strong, well then today's the day to do so. Speaking of today, let's take a look at that local weather forecast because we've got some sunshine and maybe a slight chance of precipitation in the forecast around 8 a.m. 40 degrees, a high of 62, 15% chance of precipitation, and like I said, mostly sunny skies, but afternoon clouds are likely. We are expecting to see winds come out of the east, southeast at 5 to 15 miles an hour, so a little bit breezy for your Saturday if you're getting out there to do anything. Maybe just bring a light jacket with you. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that beautiful sunshine out first thing this morning into the early afternoon, but then as we get later in the day, that's when we're going to see that cloud coverage roll in, and that's when we can see that increased chance of precipitation. Now, as we take a look at that I-70 corridor, maybe we will see those temperatures down in the front range, slightly warmer, 65 degrees, so not much warmer, with a 10% chance of precipitation. 62 in Vail, 15% chance of rainfall, 64 in Avon. Now, out to the west of us in Eagle, that's where those temperatures are going to be the warmest along that I-70 corridor. As we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures cooling down. 32 degrees is our overnight low, mostly clear skies. That sun now setting before 6:40, so it's going to go down at 6:38. We are expecting winds to slightly shift directions, coming only out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, so that breeze slightly dying down overnight tonight. As we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, tomorrow, beautiful sunshine. 62 degrees is our high, continuing into Monday with a high of 61. Like I said, that sunshine remaining out, but on Tuesday, temperatures dropping down into the high 50s. Slight chance of precipitation. That's going to continue into Wednesday, and then that's going to dissipate by Thursday, bringing us that sunshine, and then temperatures reaching up into the 60s again. We want to thank Lamina Jewelers for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a great place to go shopping, they've got fine fossils and minerals and beautiful jewelry, and they're located right across from the Solaris Ice Skating Rink in Vail Village, so you should go check them out. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Earlier in the week, we had the opportunity to sit down and chat with some great nonprofits here in our community, one of which being Mountain Pride. And if you've not heard of them, or if you've not spent much time like learning and getting more information about what they do here in our community, it's absolutely incredible. And anytime they get to come into the studio, I feel like is such a special moment. And so we're going to introduce you to Madison Partridge, who was in the studio earlier this week. We love talking about the great nonprofits here in our community, and one of my newest favorite ones is Mountain Pride, only because they do such a good job at rallying the community and bringing everyone together. And I'm here with one of the wonderful team members, Madison Partridge. Good morning, Madison.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, first of all, Madison just dyed her hair pink, and can everyone just appreciate how amazing she looks? I love it.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You know, the internal confidence is like going external on like my identity. So I was really excited to dye my hair pink.
I was really excited to see it come to life on social media. It like came full circle, and I was like, this is everything I needed. I can't dye my hair pink, but I'm really happy you can.
I'm so glad you can live vicariously through me.
100%. And everything that you do. So let's talk about Mountain Pride a little bit, because you guys are a newer nonprofit and you've been doing such a good job at making everyone in our community feel included no matter what.
You know, I think the last time that we talked was Pride in the Park.
Yep.
And, you know, we had through that week, 1,500 people show
Wow.
up to something during that week. Pride in the Park, which was a huge, amazing, incredible day. Just so much of our community, all of our community, our allies, parents, family, friends, youth. It was such an incredible opportunity to bring everybody together. And we're just like continuing to get that ball rolling. We've had 2 educational events since we saw you last. We brought in the Trevor Project to do an ally training. And people really just had a lot of tangible stuff that they could take away to bring into their everyday life. We also had a panel, a parent panel on supporting queer kids and raising allies. And that was just an amazing opportunity for people to really share their stories, share what is impactful to them, and just hear some real life experiences. So that's been really cool. We've done a lot of community events. We do a free community event every month that's welcome to everybody. So anybody can come. We did a movie showing for bros. We do volunteer days, art class. We did an art class at Alpine Arts, and it was amazing, so much fun. A beautiful rainbow landscape of the mountains. So, you know, we've been doing a lot since you last saw us.
Which is one of my favorite parts. You guys are just like moving and grooving here in the community. You've got a lot going on. There's a lot for everyone to participate in. But things like these ally talks are so important, because it gives everyone that chance maybe here in the community to understand a little bit better, because everyone can say, I'm an ally. And it's easy because you support, you love, and love is love. But to learn things that can help and to give people knowledge to pass this on and to help other people do so is really important. And so as we were talking about the success of this off camera, you said that you guys are going to bring it back, which is incredible.
Yeah, we definitely have to, just because so many people wanted to come, but you know, there's so many amazing things going on in the valley that
It's hard.
it's hard, but we know that people want it. We know parents, we know friends, we know just queer community want to learn better how to educate others and understand themselves and the whole community. And so we're definitely going to bring it back. We're working with Aspen Out to do a 2-day trainings, both virtual and in person. So those dates will come soon, and we will definitely be here trying to get the whole community to come, because it's so incredible. And we gave dinner, so people were able to connect with each other, learn about why each person was there, or you know, just their own experience on wanting to be an ally, and not just a performative ally, an actionable ally, to really do the work every single day outside of these trainings.
Which I think is so important, and it's such an incredible resource that we get here in our community. And that's one of the best parts about Mountain Pride, is we're a small little mountain town, but we're lucky enough to have a nonprofit to help people kind of go through these transitions in their life, and especially because Tuesday's a big day, Tuesday next week.
Yes, Tuesday next week is a huge day. So Tuesday, the 11th, is National Coming Out Day. So this is a celebration that started in after 1987 March for Gay and Lesbian Rights in DC. So this is just a day to celebrate the visibility, stories, and representation of our community. So what happens is we encourage people to get online, share a video or a photo of themselves on their coming out story, or why they're proud to be out, to be able to share to the rest of the community. And what's really cool about Tuesday is every post that is done, up to 100 posts, our friends at Megan Vote Counseling will be donating $10 that goes directly to Mountain Pride to continue to serve these efforts and these opportunities.
Which is such a cool relationship that you guys have going on, only because we're so lucky to have everyone just like cohesively working together and bringing all of these things to life. And so it's amazing what you guys do. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of Mountain Pride, because you guys are newer to the community, and you guys do such a good job. You spend a lot of time making sure that parents are educated and kids are educated. That way no one here feels alone, which is something that in years past here we didn't actually have.
Yeah, that's exactly why we started. Brittany Rose put together the first Pride in the Park in just 7 days in 2020, and we had a great number of people come. And after that, we realized that there's so many people in our community that need and want friendships and community. So we gathered together, a group of us, started planning for the next Pride, started doing free events that our community could come to, and just grew and grew with our Pride in the Park celebration, and with the stories that people were telling us of what's happened to them here in the community, or what they want, or what they need, or what their kids need themselves, what they wanted for themselves, is we started planning and becoming a 501c3 with 4 areas of expertise. One being community building, who we are as a grassroots group that just wanted to build friendships and build connection. So we do our free monthly events. Then education, so bringing in topics people want to learn more about, to offer to schools, businesses, organizations. Advocacy and activism, using our voices to raise up awareness of who we are, just like National Coming Out Day. Not many people get to hear stories of other people coming out, and it can be really affirming for them, or hearing why they're really proud to be out. So many people have come out, are working on coming out, or may not come out at all, and that's okay, and all take bravery, and we commend everyone for their story. And so it's really important for us to advocate to the community that we're here and our stories are matter and they're impactful. So that's what's really exciting about National Coming Out Day. And then also being a resource. We're just a resource here to connect the community to if they need something or want something.
Which the resource part of it is huge, and especially kind of right now, 2020 was hard on everyone. 2020 delayed some things for some people, and so to have this resource, to have this safe place is what you guys are creating here is so amazing. Now, if people are gonna do the post on Tuesday, are there specific hashtags that they need to use?
Yes, thank you. So we are encouraging everyone to use hashtag Coming Out Mountain Proud, and then hashtag National Coming Out Day. So they coincide. And so we just really encourage people, share a picture, share a video, do whatever feels best and authentic to you. And your story might impact somebody else. It might be something that somebody else is going through and really needed to hear that. I remember watching YouTube videos of people coming out and getting the courage to come out. And when I did make my National Coming Out Day post in 2019, it felt like a relief off my shoulders. So really just doing that work and just encouraging people to tell whatever authentic story they have and use those hashtags Coming Out Mountain Proud and National Coming Out Day, and Our Amazing Friends will donate $10. So it's something that can be really important and really easy.
Well, and it means something. It has such a bigger purpose, whether it's just sharing your story, lifting that weight off, or whether it's knowing that you're helping raise money for this fabulous nonprofit here in our community. Either way, you should just do it. You should celebrate yourself in this way, give yourself that confidence boost, and take that weight off of your chest. Now, if people are interested in learning about all of your fun activities that you guys do here in the community, what's the best way for them to kind of keep track?
Yeah. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Mountain Pride, or check out our website, mountainpride.org. That's where we post all of our stuff that we're doing. We share photos of the past events that we are. We also encourage you, if you are interested or passionate about something, reach out, get involved in the community. We're here, and we just are welcoming everybody to share their experiences and passions.
Madison, thank you so much for coming in, taking the time to chat with us and giving us all this great information, and also thank you for all of the hard work that you do here in our community.
Thank you, Maddie.
Make sure that you check out mountainpride.org. That way you can see everything that they do here and all of the incredible work that they put into our community to give everyone a safe space. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
There are still some activities taking place in and around the community for you to get out there and enjoy, and especially right now, one, of course, the leaf peeping is on point. You can get out, you can enjoy anything outside where you can just see the beautiful colors in the fall leaves. Now, something else that you could do to see those fall leaves is you could take the Leadville Railroad and train and kind of explore around and just embrace all of the beautiful scenery that's up there, because it is absolutely spectacular. Now, something else that you can do to get out there and enjoy is you can make your way into Vail Village and you can go participate in the last farmers market of the season, and that's taking place tomorrow. So if you're looking for something to do outside, the Vail Farmers Market and Art Show is happening from 9:30 to 3:30, and you can do a lot of fun things out there, and especially because there's so many great vendors. And of course, you can get your hands on the peaches for the last time, fresh there at the farmers market. So make sure that you go check that out tomorrow. If you need to gear up for ski season, well, there's a great way to do so with the Vail Ski and Snowboard Swap taking place right now. It started yesterday and it's going to continue throughout the course of the weekend. So on today and tomorrow, you can get over there and enjoy it. Make sure that you check out the Dobson Ice Arena if you need anything at all for the winter season. This is the best way to do so, to get geared up, because you can get a great deal on some lightly used things, even some brand new things. Look, some of them still have tags on it. So make your way over to the Dobson Ice Arena, check that out and enjoy, and especially because it's all going to a good cause. It supports the Vail Ski and Snowboard Academy here, which is filled with our local athletes, and some of these athletes continue on to be absolutely incredible. So make sure that you check that out this weekend. Now, we're starting to wind down. There are still some more activities taking place, though, so if you're looking for something to do, you can always check out discovervail.com, see the entire lineup of activities happening, and I know that one of which I'm really excited for is the Vail Comedy Festival, as it is coming up here very shortly, and it's just going to be a ton of fun. And then, of course, we have things happening with the Vail Symposium and the Comedy Festival, and then, of course, the trick-or-treating that's taking place at the end of the month. But if you're looking for something to do, you can expand your mind and do something like learn about how the river is a little bit overworked and we're kind of struggling with it right now. Or you can do something where you check out the Vail Comedy Festival and just get your belly laughs on, because there's no better cure for anything in this world than just hysterically laughing. And I 100% believe that. So you can go to discovervail.com. You'll be able to scroll down from this page and then you'll hit learn more. That way you can buy your tickets online. Some of them are 21 and older, so if you are going to participate, just be prepared for that as you're buying your tickets. Now, something else that you can do to mark your calendars with, besides the Vail Comedy Festival and the Vail Symposium, which has some great upcoming programs, all speaking locally and talking kind of to the state of the valley and the state of the river and some other great things, is you can check out Man of the Cliff, and that's taking place here in Avon, and this is an event that's a ton of fun to just get out and spectate, from throwing axes to chucking kegs to anything super out there and outdoorsy and kind of manly you can expect to see there. Now, you don't have to be a man to participate. Everyone can participate, but it's a really fun event to just check out, and it takes place right here at Nottingham Park. So if you have never seen it before, well, then you can go online. You can get all of the information right here, and then you can see the full lineup of activities. If you missed the Stein hoisting competition at Oktoberfest, well, don't fret, because you can go and you can participate at Man of the Cliff coming up in the next couple of weekends. Oh man, I'm starting to run out of breath, but we've got one more thing I want to cover. Let's make our way up to Beaver Creek, where you can enjoy a lot of things as they're slowing down just a little bit. The Villar Performing Arts Center just shut down the Underground Sound Series, so the Love for the Local series, but something that you should mark your calendars for as we're getting closer and closer to ski season is Birds of Prey. Now, these are the best of the best, hitting the slopes right here in our backyard. And the course that they have up on this mountain is so intense, so high speed, and just kind of a brutal course depending on the snow conditions. You can check the calendar, mark your calendars, and then get up there and enjoy it. 2 days of downhill, one day of Beers of Prey, and then one day of Super G. It's an event that you're not going to want to miss. And if you like ski racing or you just like to see the best athletes compete in their sport, well, then this is the place to do it. With so few North American stops on the U.S. ski tour, this is one of the best places to see it, especially because it's just such a great spectating sport, especially here on Beaver Creek Mountain. That's going to do it for our In the Community for today. Get out there, soak up that sunshine, and then make your way out to the farmers market tomorrow. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a look at that Saturday weather forecast. We are expecting to see quite a bit of sunshine throughout the course of today. 40 degrees around 8 a.m., a high of 62, a 15% chance of precipitation. Now mostly sunny skies, a few afternoon clouds rolling through, but we are expecting to see east-southeast winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour, which means that it could be a little bit breezy out there, meaning that temperature could feel a little bit cooler than it actually is. Now as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that beautiful sunshine out first thing this morning into the early afternoon. Now as we approach the later afternoon and the evening, that's when we're going to see that cloud coverage roll in and that slight chance of precipitation increase. Mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Now as we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in Denver are cool today compared to normal. 65 degrees in Denver, 10% chance of precipitation. They're going to see a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of cloud coverage as well. 62 in Vail with a 15% chance of moisture. That's spanning to Avon with that 15% chance of precipitation. Beautiful sunny skies in Eagle, high of 67 degrees down there. So kind of a slight little mixture of a system sitting above that I-70 corridor. Now as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures are cooling down. 32 degrees is our overnight low, so that's going to reach freezing. So if you're getting out to do anything, just be prepared for those cooler temperatures. Mostly clear skies. That sun setting at 6:38 p.m. Now we are expecting to see winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, beautiful sunshine tomorrow, temperatures reaching up into the low 60s. That's going to continue into Monday. Then we are going to see temperatures drop down into the high 50s for a couple of days while we see increased chances of precipitation. That's going to dissipate, and we are expecting to see that sunshine make its way back out by Thursday, but keep your eye on those overnight lows and be prepared for winter to start coming. If you've not blown out your sprinklers yet or emptied your garden hoses, now is the time to do so that they don't freeze and cause any pipes to burst, because it's important that you keep your house safe and yourself safe as well. Now speaking of doing something safe, there's always a great way to get some nice books from the Eagle Valley Library District. So let's learn about their nonfiction options. Summertime is here, and we all love laying out in the sun and reading a good book and just absorbing some new knowledge. And we've got one of the experts in this space, Carrie May from the Eagle Valley Library District. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Yeah, thank you for being here today. I'm super excited to talk books. All librarians are typically excited to talk books. Today, I really wanted to feature some of our nonfiction content. Typically, people think that's maybe not as exciting as all the new fiction we have coming in, but I just want to reassure you that we also have some really fun nonfiction coming in as well.
And you've brought a lineup of books behind us. This one immediately caught my eye.
Yeah, so this is the big book of tarot meanings. Tarot is really hot right now, so if you just happen to pick up a tarot deck and want a little more insight into what your reading may mean, this is a great book to check out.
And between that and then the cookbooks that you guys always have cycling in, which this is something that I really need to dive into. My cooking skills are terrible. So you can start with the beginner ones and just work your way up from there.
Absolutely. And what's really great too is if we have some really specific ones. So if you're, kind of craving something specific, this is a new one that recently caught my eye, That Noodle Life. And I've already perused it, and it has basically any type of noodle you can think of. We have Asian noodles, Italian noodles, and believe it or not, it even has taco noodles.
Whoa. All right. So I just signed up for my library card. I know what I'm doing later, looking into some taco noodles.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, you've got some crafting books and some great books with just beautiful pictures that really bring what's in the ocean to life on a page.
Yeah, so we always have a phenomenal collection of photo books. Again, this is a new one. It really ties into our summer reading theme too, Oceans of Possibility, but it just has the most incredible, beautiful underwater pictures. And whatever photo team worked on this just did a phenomenal job. They're beautiful, and I don't know how they got those pictures underwater.
I never know how they do that. So if people are interested in looking at the nonfiction section and maybe chatting with you as the expert in this space, where can they do so?
So any of your Eagle Valley Library branches have a great nonfiction collection. We have branches in Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum. And just walk in and ask your local librarian.
Carrie Mae, thank you so much for giving us all this great information and taking the time to chat us through some of these new books that you have.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here today. I hope to see you guys in the library this summer.
Make sure you come check out any of the Eagle Valley Library District libraries, only because they've got the best staff and, quite frankly, the best selection of books, and you want to start your summer reading. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Something we don't think about very often is how important our gut health is. Everything that you eat matters, and it's really important to trust your gut and break the stigma on gastrointestinal issues. And we've got an expert in this space, an incredible doctor, Dr. Rajiv Jain. Good morning, and thank you for meeting us.
Maddie, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You do so much fabulous work in this space, and especially as people are kind of struggling to come forward and speak up about the gut issues that they're having. So can you tell us a little bit more about the Trust Your Gut?
Absolutely, Maddie. Trust Your Gut is a patient awareness campaign led by the American Gastroenterological Association. And the aim really is to decrease the time from the onset of bowel symptoms to the time that the patient talks to their provider. You know, these conversations have been stigmatized in the past, and what we're trying to do is flip the script and normalize it so patients are comfortable talking about their bowel problems so that they can be addressed earlier and avoid delayed care with poor outcomes.
And can you talk more about the index that you're seeing right now and what trends you're currently seeing as this is kind of going through the motions?
Absolutely. So the Trust Your Gut Index is a series of surveys that are being conducted by the AGA to gain insights on what patients are feeling, what misconceptions they might be experiencing, what GI symptoms, conditions, and so forth. And the idea is that many patients are suffering in silence and not bringing up their problems to their providers. And by gaining this information and then now making an awareness campaign so that we can empower patients so that they can truly be their own advocate and discuss these issues. So for example, only 1 out of 3 patients will talk about their bowel symptoms because the provider specifically asks them a question. So that means 2 out of 3 patients never brought up their digestive issues when they saw a provider. So we need to change that.
And why is the AGA Trust Your Gut important right now?
Well, it's important right now because 2 out of 5 Americans have suffered significant digestive problems that have kept them from doing some daily activity like meeting a family member or running errands. And again, these kind of symptoms, if they're not addressed sooner rather than later, this delayed care can lead to poorer outcomes. So again, we're trying to make sure that patients don't suffer in silence and get their health care, get the health care they need.
And why do you think people are so hesitant to bring up their bowel issues with their healthcare providers?
Maddie, that's a great question. I think most of us are sometimes uncertain. Maybe we're, fear we're going to be judged or we're embarrassed. And, most of us culturally have been taught not to talk about our bowels in routine conversation and so forth. And so it becomes a stigmatized conversation. And again, we're trying to flip that script so that patients can feel they can normalize that conversation so that they can get the care they need in a timely fashion. We're stigmatizing it so that they're not bringing it up when they should.
And what are some of the symptoms that people should watch out for to maybe know that they need to trust their gut?
Absolutely. So there are many, many symptoms that the first couple things I would tell you is anytime you feel something is abnormal, so you should know what your normal frequency of bowel movements and consistency are. If there's some change in those that are persistent and or progressive, or you have trouble swallowing, you have worsening abdominal pain, unintentional weight loss, your eyes turn yellow or jaundice, these are the kind of things that you should seek immediate care, sometimes with your primary care provider, or if they're really severe, you need to go to the emergency room. So knowing what your normal is really important so you can identify what abnormal is.
And previously you said that some people don't get asked these questions by their healthcare provider. So if they're trying to break that ice, break the stigma, and bring up the conversation, what is the best way for them to do so?
I think being empowered and knowing what symptoms you have, you should be, when you see a provider in that room or whatever that setting is, you should feel that that's a trustworthy zone, a non-judgmental zone. Say anything and everything, because the more information the patient provides, the better chance the provider has at figuring out what's going on so they can make the patient feel better.
And how can Americans find more information on trusting their gut so that way they can talk to their healthcare providers?
Absolutely. The AGA has a terrific website, and if they specifically will go to patient.gastro.org/trustyourgut, the website has a wealth of information on digestive issues that can really empower and improve a patient's health care.
Which I think it's really important because the trust your gut is like the foundation to your whole day. If you have an upset stomach, then it's going to ruin everything that's going on throughout the course of your day.
I agree with you, Maddie. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time to give us this great information, and thanks for all the hard work you do on breaking the stigma. That way more people can come forward about any of their gastrointestinal issues.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Make sure that if you have any symptoms or maybe you are feeling off in your bowels in any way, that you just talk to your healthcare provider, break the stigma, and trust your gut. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
One of my favorite things in the entire world is getting out and enjoying the snow and our beautiful mountains. But when you think about that, you don't always think about the wax on your skis or the things that you're using to protect your clothing and how it could have an impact on the environment. Well, Toco has taken a lot of steps forward to make that not a thing, where we're protecting our environment but enjoying it to the fullest. And I've got Ian Harvey joining us to give us some more information on how they came up with this incredible product. Thank you so much for joining us, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
I am so excited. We are getting so close to ski season, finally being here. The snow is falling. We're seeing a lot of precipitation here. And so as we get closer and closer, you think about that water runoff that comes in the springtime. And I have never thought about what my ski wax could do to the environment.
Yeah, that's been a topic that has been really prevalent lately. The fluorine in wax is proven to contaminate to a small extent water tables and so on. So the ski industry has taken steps to eradicate that problem.
Which is something that you guys are really focused on. And so as we're talking about the differences in ski wax, let's talk about the difference in just performance wax and then something that would go into like a professional ski racer's wax and how your product can do both.
Yeah, so fluorine or fluorocarbons has been a staple for race waxes for many years now, since the mid 80s. And that's been the problem child for the ski industry and wax and the environment. We've had a project for about 10 years now. We've been trying to find alternative substances that work very well instead of fluorine to replace it, you could say. We've come up with a strategy. We call it triple X, but basically there's an anti-static element, there's a durability or hardener element, and then there's a hydrophobic and super slippery element. And those three elements combine to call what we call in Toco world triple X. And we've tested hundreds of different substances for each one of those elements, and then in different proportions. And we've come up with some waxes that are that have been testing on the World Cup. We tested in the World Cup last year in every discipline and every venue, and they've been parallel or quite close to the fluorinated race waxes of the past. So we're very excited about that, both because of the environment and also because of the waxers themselves. We all are waxers, and then in principle because we all love and enjoy the outdoors as much as anyone else.
Well, and it's really important. A lot of people don't understand how often they should be waxing their ski gear or their snowboard gear, and especially because you want to treat that base like you would treat your skin with that porous base. You want to do it while it's warm, you want to get it to set in there, and then you want to just like lightly remove that thick coating on it. And so if people are going to use your product, how often do you recommend that they wax their equipment?
So the way I look at it, that's more of a personal standards decision, or we make. There was a study done about 20 years ago worldwide, especially in Europe in the Alps, and they ascertained that about 5% of the people actually wax their own skis, hot wax their own skis. And so once we ascertained that, then we decided we need to make waxing easier for people. So we have a whole line of waxes that are liquid spray-ons and liquid rub-ons, as well as solid rub-ons, not just hot waxes. And that's for the other 95% to make it easier for them and more affordable for them as well. So we have the whole broadband of easy to apply waxes to hot waxes to race waxes, etc.
Which is incredible because a lot of things that people don't know about getting their skis waxed is there's a different color for the different temperatures. So you kind of have to switch your wax as you're switching maybe what you're doing, where you're going, the skiing, the terrain, and all of that. And so you guys offer all of those different products, correct?
Yeah, and that's a really important point because if you want to have your skis turn the way you want them to, as well as slide the way you want them to, you need to have wax that's appropriately arranged or appropriate for the conditions. And a hard wax such as blue it minimizes dry friction from cold. So it basically makes the skis slide where there's no free moisture in the snow, where you just have very hard, sharp crystals. It makes the base harder than the PTEX material. Whereas the other extreme would be yellow, and that's very hydrophobic. It's greasy and hydrophobic, and it's very water repellent, which is what hydrophobic means. And so the properties of the wax are very different. And when you hot wax, you change the properties of your ski base to accommodate the factors in the snow that need to be neutralized to make the skis both slide well and turn well.
Which I think is so important for people to understand. This is one of my favorite analogies that I grew up using in the ski industry, as I'm a product of working in the ski shops, being raised in the ski shops, is you treat your skis the way you treat your skin. And so your skis are just as porous as your face is. If you take an ice cube and rub it on your face, it's not going to feel as great, but if you put like a thick coating of lotion on there and then you rub it on there, you're not going to feel it as much.
I think that's an appropriate analogy. Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's the one that my father always taught me. Now, shifting gears a little bit from the skis, you guys also help people keep things and like clothing and boots and whatever it is waterproof, and that way it stays good through the winter seasons as well without putting those harsh chemicals into the environment.
So yeah, Toco makes a product line called Toco Careline. Careline is a line of detergents and waterproofers for technical apparel or like backpacks, tents, etc. for an equipment. None of the products, of course, have fluorine or anything like that in them, but they perform very well. Our advantages, for example, the one you just showed there is Eco Tech Wash, a textile wash. That product has no phosphates in it, no harsh enzymes. It's completely renewable raw resources and materials from raw resources. And another thing about that is it's very concentrated. The market leading product in this category is 1/5 as concentrated as this product, the textile wash. And that's significant because it also means 1/5 the bottles, 1/5 the boxes, 1/5 the amount of trucks and gas used to distribute and so on. So it's not just less expensive because of its concentration, but it's more eco-friendly. Other than that, the products are comparable. But that's a key point, I think.
That is a key point, and especially as you're going to use that kind of tech wash to get everything nice and dialed in for the ski season. I know that my gear could definitely use a solid wash, but one of the things that I'm most worried about is the more times you wash it, the more you're going to damage that waterproof coating, and to have a product like this is so important, and especially as we're gearing up for the winter.
So that's true. The product we just talked about, Eco Textile Wash, also has less enzymes in it, which eradicates DWR coatings, the durable water resistant coatings, as well as it creates wear on the apparel where you see colors fading. But we do make a product called Eco Textile Proof, and that is how you can restore the water resistant layer of outerwear while also keeping it breathable. A lot of people don't realize that you apply, or you want your outer layer to be water resistant for two reasons. One is to stay dry, of course, but the second one is if that outer layer becomes saturated with water, then the garment is no longer breathable. And you get that garbage bag effect, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So using an Eco Textile Wash is textile proof is very important.
And you guys create all of these products, which makes it nice and convenient. So if people would like to shop your products, that way they can bring everything home with them, from the waxes to the washes to just everything that they can do. What's the best way for them to find you guys?
So we're in a lot of local dealers, but different dealers carry different product categories. So the most universal way to do that is to go to tocous.com. There we've got every single product that we make.
And that way people can just shop online, get it delivered to their door, and especially if they're like maybe traveling a lot right now, which a lot of people are now that we're in that slower season. And then one other thing, if people want to follow you guys on social media, can they do that?
Yeah, tocous.com and Tocous at Instagram, Facebook, etc. One point about the Tocous and local dealers, which is very important to me, and I think most of us, is we have a system where if a person purchase a product on tocous.com, local dealers, we have a system to accommodate this. Local dealers have the opportunity to claim and fulfill that order if they have the product. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where you have every product we make and local dealers have the opportunity to claim and fill that order.
Which makes it nice and convenient, and especially if someone's out and about already running errands, they go online, they buy it, and then maybe they can just stop by and grab it right there at one of their local dealers, or that's a great way for them to just track that product down right here locally.
Yep, exactly.
Ian, thank you so much for taking the time chatting with us, and then thanks for all of the hard work that you guys put in to help protect the environment. We want to see this snow keep coming, and this is a great way, one of those steps that you can take to continue to see that snow keep coming.
Well, I think just living responsibly is the best step we can take. We all love winter and winter snow sports, and I think it's in our best interest to live accordingly, to respect the environment, and to support those products and organizations that respect the environment.
100%, and we're so grateful that you guys are doing just that with all of your incredible products.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Make sure that if you are getting ready for ski season and you need to get your gear nice and waxed, that you're using this incredible product. That way you're just being a little bit more eco-friendly as you move forward. And then, of course, take care of your gear in the best way possible by using the best product possible. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Let's take one final look at that Saturday weather forecast. We are expecting to see temperatures progressively warm up. Right now, about 40 degrees outside, a high of 62, 15% chance of precipitation. Mostly sunny skies, a few afternoon clouds are likely. We are expecting to see winds come out of the east-southeast at 5 to 15 miles an hour. So if you're getting out there to do anything, just be prepared for that slight breeze to make it feel a little bit cooler than it actually is. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that sunshine out in full force first thing this morning into this early afternoon, but we are expecting to see that cloud coverage roll into the later afternoon. Mostly clear skies overnight tonight. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in the Front Range are slightly cooler than they're used to. 65 degrees in Denver, 10% chance of precipitation. 62 in Vail, 15% chance of rainfall. 64 in Avon, 15% chance of rainfall. Now, down west of us in Eagle, beautiful sunshine, a high of of 67 degrees. So they've got the nice weather down there in Eagle. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures cooling down. 32 degrees is our overnight low, which means temperatures are starting to freeze. If you have not blown your sprinklers out yet, or if you have a garden hose that's still filled with water, now's the time to get rid of those things, especially as we're seeing these cooler temperatures overnight. Mostly clear skies, that sun setting a little bit earlier and earlier. 6:38 p.m. is when it's going down. Wind slightly shifting directions coming out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, tomorrow, some beautiful sunshine, high of 62, continuing into Monday, 61 degrees, beautiful sunshine as well. Now, slight chance of precipitation as we make our way into Tuesday, high of 59 degrees, and that's going to continue into Wednesday with a 20% chance of moisture. Sunny skies on Thursday, temperatures reaching back up into the 60s. So if you're getting out there to do anything, just be prepared for that beautiful sunshine. But those cooler temperatures are starting to make their way into our community, and especially if we see any wind coming our way, those temperatures are going to feel a little bit cooler. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a great place to go shopping, they've got everything you need, whether it's rain gear or whether you're ready to gear up for the ski season. They've got everything right there. They're your one-stop shop. We want to thank you so much for tuning into this edition of Good Morning Vail. There's a lot still taking place in and around the community, so get out there and enjoy it. Make sure that you continue to look into some of the nonprofits that are going into Colorado Gives Day. You can always tune into TV8's Good Morning Vail to see exactly which nonprofits, as we're going to start talking about it quite a bit more as we slowly lead in to Eagle County Gives Day, which is going to take place right around the same time. Thank you again so much for tuning in to this Saturday edition of Good Morning Vail. Tomorrow is Sunday, and that's the last farmers market of the summer season. So if you've not gotten out to enjoy it, make sure that you do so now. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll be here from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and we can't wait to spend your morning with you.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has